Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. We're going to be doing a different video today because I wanted to talk about a different topic than gaming. This is not going to be a nerd talk or anything of the sort. We're going to be talking about autism, as you can probably see from the CDC website, cdc.gov. This should be reliable, should be. Before we begin, I'll just read through what is autism spectrum disorder. Autism spectrum disorder is a developmental disability that can cause significant social, communication, and behavioral changes. There's often nothing about how people with ASD look that sets them apart from other people, but people with ASD may communicate, interact, behave, and learn in ways that are different to most other people. The learning, thinking, and problem-solving skills of people with ASD can range from gifted to severely challenged. Some people with ASD need a lot of help in their daily lives. The diagnosis of ASD now includes several conditions that used to be diagnosed separately: autistic disorder, pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified PDD-NOS, and Asperger's syndrome. Just so everyone's aware, Asperger's syndrome for a long time was considered to be essentially high-functioning autism. It's not anymore. Even the doctors I've met with don't seem to care, but please keep that in mind as we talk. And you'll notice there I said we. That's because we have two guests. We have Dizzy and Nikki. New guests to the channel that probably won't appear in any other video than this, or if they do, it's going to be rare. So, let's get into the call. And yeah. Let's get into the call. Join now. If you all admit. Okay. So I'm here. Dizzy's here. Nikki's here. Okay. We're good.
Yay.
Again, this entire video is built on autism spectrum disorder and just personal life experiences with it. I'll start with mine. In my intro, I explained that it can have, or didn't even explain, I read the definition, or not definition, how it's generally seen in the medical world. Things like that, and part of it is developmental challenges. And I had one in particular that I don't talk about a ton, and I haven't at all in videos, and that is my problem with reading. Right now, in language and in general, I can read very, very well. But up until I think I was 8, I couldn't read at all. I couldn't comprehend it. Then, not horribly long later, I all of a sudden was able to read super well and super clearly. Except a lot of stuttering, but that's because I don't read out loud very often, so that's another thing altogether. Would either of you like to share stories or your issues that may come from autism spectrum disorder?
I have trouble with certain textures. I recently had to throw away one of my jackets because the texture was physically paining me. There are certain foods that I can't eat because I don't like the texture of them. It just bugs me. I was doing my nails for the first time yesterday, and the using the nail file on my nails was one of those things that I don't like. It just bugs me.
That makes sense. I mean, the food texture thing, that's pretty normal in general. But on contact stuff can be an issue with autism. Can.
Yeah.
But it can also be a
Why are
sign of
you
other things like
laughing?
ADHD, I think.
I find most things funny, even though they're not.
My reaction when we got let in, I'm just like, ah! I haven't talked to you. I don't think I've. I know I haven't talked to Flinch for since freshman year.
Yeah. Anyway, back on topic. Um, yeah. Note that this will hopefully be posted in April. Really late for Autism Awareness
Um,
Day.
it. I
Yeah.
mean, it is the 27th of April, so
That's true. I was thinking Autism
it might be
Awareness
a
Day, not
little.
Autism Awareness Month.
Yeah, it may be a little late for that.
Um,
Uh,
I have a lot of experiences that just they mess with me. Um, I'm relatively certain all three of us have high functioning, but we still
Yeah.
do have it. I have faced a lot of challenges and I've had to deal with them for basically my entire life. As my viewers will see on the screen, I'm hovering over signs and symptoms.
I don't see anything.
you're not presenting.
You're not presenting.
Right, forgot that existed.
Oh man.
Tab. Share. There.
Okay.
There we go.
So, as you can see, I'm hovering over signs and symptoms. And, particularly Dizzy might notice a couple of things.
Yeah, I've gone over this.
Okay. What did you have the most challenges with, if you're comfortable sharing it with us?
Well, let's just. I feel like it would be better to just go down the list for me, because I also have a case of OCD.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So,
So,
um,
it's like the first one, like most of the time I don't really point at things, but when I do, it's because I am really interested in it and want to show attention to it.
okay.
But it's saying to show interest, so I'm not entirely sure that mainly applies.
That's a tricky one. I'd say it's in a limbo. Things that are especially interesting to you, you point at. Um,
Yeah.
Not looking at objects is something I know you're bad at, which is fine. Most people I know are bad at that anyway.
Yeah, I like my mom points at the garage and I don't even know which way she's pointing.
Ah, you're
So I go to the
oblivious.
kitchen.
The third one, having trouble relating to others or not having interest in other people at all. You have an issue with that a lot of the time, which is fine. It's not an issue.
It's yeah, it's I don't mind. It's just it does make it hard to find friends,
It does.
especially when your school blessing tells you will find friends.
Yeah, friend groups can be hard to find. I mean, that is actually one of the difficulties of autism is just in general not socializing correctly, I guess.
Yeah. Um, where'd the presentation go?
There, I was doing that. I hit the wrong one and I needed to make sure I could flip to different tabs. I hit the wrong one.
Oh,
go
Okay.
with the National Institute of Mental Health. This is an article that I skimmed over. Two of these were supplied by an adult. And Wikipedia, which is a shaky source, so I'm not going to be relying on that, but these tend to back its information up. So, the Wikipedia is going to be used for general things, because it tends to be a little better about that, but if we want to get into specifics, we're not going to be using that, because it's less likely to be a good source.
Yeah.
You know, and 2 out of the 3 tabs I have open right now are .gov, so...
Yeah, .gov is always reliable.
So... The general thing here is it specifically pinpoints difficulty with communication and interaction with other people. That one is something I knew I had big problems with and sometimes still do.
I obviously know that because I don't like go up and talk to people. I am usually like, how about I just let the people talk to me?
Yeah, Order, which was going to be in this video, but decided he didn't want to, which is fine. It's not an issue. He also has a problem with that. Again, I worked through that, but I can't really start a conversation unless it's someone I already know. So that's a little... That one I still have trouble with.
I don't really like starting conversations either, but I do it to get it over with, you know?
Restricted interests and repetitive behaviors. I most definitely have that too.
I mean, I don't know, it happens from time to time.
I mean, essentially that just means a habit is even harder to get rid of.
Oh. Yeah. There was this one time where I decided to stop brushing my teeth for a week. Still have issues with that.
I don't. This is gonna sound very disgusting, but I don't remember the last time I brushed my teeth.
Don't worry, I don't either. I have troubles with mental health.
I have to be reminded to take showers.
Ugh. Actually, though, that is an excellent example of one of the things that autism does, is it gets you into a rhythm. If you forget to brush your teeth for however long, chances are you're going to forget completely, and it's going to keep on like that. Sometimes to the point where it's like, I don't want to brush my teeth, but I know I need to do it.
Yeah, well, toothpaste always gets foamy in my mouth, and so I'm like, I don't want foamy toothpaste in my mouth. And so that's kind of why it's hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's another thing. That feeling can be really weird.
Yep.
And I read somewhere, I don't know where, probably not a reliable source because it was about a year or 2 ago, that essentially autism can be almost a rewiring of nerves. Another thing I want to cover is sensory overload, because everyone can get that, but people with autism have especially difficult things.
It happens to me when I get jumped on, or like start getting things like my mom or my aunt telling me to do something. Immediately after I get out of bed, I get really overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I have a big issue with sensory overload myself because I have a problem if things get really loud, where if it gets too loud, I will fall onto the floor.
Okay, so we're definitely not taking you to amusement parks.
I can deal with those, it just can't be echoey or super enclosed.
Oh yeah, that
I've
makes
never
sense.
been to.
Just,
I don't think I've ever been to. The closest thing to an amusement park I've been to is Seven Peaks.
That doesn't count as a water park.
Why can't a
That was my
water
mother.
park count? Lagoon is both a roller coaster park and a water park, so
I've never been to.
Lagoon is an amusement park.
I want to go there someday.
yeah, Lagoon's fun.
Another thing that really messes with me is stuff that's really high pitched in general. That will hit me the most.
I've gotten used to the high pitched noises because my ears are ringing like 24/7.
Well,
Oh no.
I looked up shepherd toads once, and I'm like,
Oh no.
okay.
Oh god.
For some reason, I didn't mind
Oh
until
boy.
like the last part where the YouTuber just played it for like the rest of the video.
Yeah.
I just skipped ahead.
Yeah. Oh good. Okay, so further down on the National Institute of Mental Health, there's a Signs and Symptoms of ASD chunk where it actually breaks it down better. So,
Don't try to diagnose.
for example,
We're not. All of us are diagnosed. Sorry, my mother just told me not to self-diagnose. This whole video is our experiences with autism.
No, I wasn't trying to tell you not to self-diagnose. I said don't try to diagnose.
We're not.
no, we're not.
No, definitely not.
We're not doing that.
We're not going.
We're not. We're just talking about our own experiences. It's not the same for everybody.
No, absolutely not.
Yes. We can just cut
One
this
of
part
the
out.
Keep in mind, I
Ma-
have that person also have ADHD.
Yeah, I know.
one of the main issues
We can just definitely cut this part out.
I find in a lot of people with autism,
He doesn't
is-
edit his videos.
I don't edit my videos at all. It doesn't matter. Stuff like this happens all the time.
Alright, continue with what you're saying.
Anyway, one of the biggest issues, and I'm relatively certain I said this before, making little or inconsistent eye contact. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's 100% a struggle with me.
Yeah.
Same.
The only people I
just
can look in the eyes and talk to is my mom, my dad, and Daybreak. Otherwise, I will not.
I can't even look my mom in the eye. It's just it's nothing to do with my mom. It's
Okay, your mom can't make eye contact either.
Taking not to look at or listen to people. That one, very accurate.
Anyway.
A lot of the time, most of the time when I have
with
conversations, I don't look at people because I see no reason to it.
I have no idea.
Failing to or being slow to respond to someone calling their name or other verbal attempts to gain attention.
Oh yeah,
That one.
that happens to me a lot, and it's probably because I wear headphones where I can barely hear anything.
It only really happens to me when I'm lost in my book.
Wearing headphones and listening to something loud.
That one is tricky for me, but usually I hear it. But if I zone out hard, which is actually, I believe anyway, part of ASD.
Yeah,
Often talking at length about a favorite subject without noticing that others are not interested or without giving others a chance to respond. I do that all the time. Because I don't shut up.
I usually shut up when people say shut up. And that's why I don't talk to people.
Oh no. Oh, here's a new one. Having facial expressions, movements, and gestures that do not match what is being said. This one, I have a massive issue with. Because a lot of the time, I look angry. I'm not, I have resting jerk face. But I look really angry all the time. If I'm not, like, actually smiling.
Yeah, that's definitely RBF.
I don't take that face as angry, I just take it as your resting face.
Good.
Well, like, I live with people with RBF or resting jerk face. Or messenger fist. Sorry, I just turned on the captions for the call.
Messenger fist?
Messenger fish.
Oh no.
Okay.
Stay away from the dizzy whale. It's actually supposed to be fish, but I changed it to be unique.
Unusual tone of voice that may sound sing-song or flat and robot-like. My voice is really monotone.
Oh, well,
If I'm not actually enjoying what I'm doing anyway.
I don't know, I just... If I'm happy, I guess it's sing-songy, but if I'm, like, meh, whatever, it probably is monotone, I hear my voice at a higher pitch than other people do around me, so...
That's pretty normal.
Yeah.
It's the opposite for me. I hear mine deeper, and then when I hear myself in recording, I cringe, and it's higher pitched.
Yeah, I just hear this lower voice that barely sounds like what I hear, and I'm like...
I keep slightly hallucinating my cat that's not here right now. My cat had to go get his boy surgery.
He had to go get fixed. That makes sense.
Yeah, he had to go get the snip, and I keep, like, seeing him out of the corner of my eye, but he's not here. He's in Provo.
You miss your cat.
I do miss my cat.
Oh, here's one that is not so much suffering. Being able to learn things in detail and remember information for long periods of time. I have great memory.
Passwords, lunch number, odometer reading, and maybe one other thing. That's it.
Okay, let's see. I remember like 3 of my old lunch numbers. I know my social security number, my mom's ex-fiance's social security number, my mom's old phone number. I shouldn't know their social security numbers.
Dizzy, I remember you having fairly good memory when it came to, like, math.
Yeah, basic math, I still remember that. But the math that I'm learning right now is so confusing that not even basic math can help me.
Last and finished with math entirely.
I hate math so much. I can't process it without help. which is another thing. I can't process that.
The program that I'm using is so cool. I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't even have to technically read the lessons. I can just take the quizzes and then I'm done.
Probably shouldn't do that.
I don't get caught doing it. Even though I can look up the answers online. Like, my mom's rule is I don't have to retain the knowledge, I just have to be able to find it. Find the answer. So, somehow I managed to not get 100% even when I'm looking up the freaking answers.
It's so unreliable. I have tried it in the past and it doesn't work.
You gotta this one helper had looked up the solutions for all the formulas for some things. I went to the first question on a self-check. Formula didn't work.
Excelling. One of them is also excelling in math, science, music, or art. I'm all right in science, crap in every other department.
And
yet I'm a year ahead in history.
I somehow managed to get only one single question wrong in general math 2 in my school thing that I'm doing. I only got a single question wrong.
Okay, to the Autism Society website. Persistent differences. This is a new one. Persistent differences in communication, interpersonal relationships, and social interaction across different environments. That is a really good example. Actually,
yeah, I tend to be more lively when I'm with my dad.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine.
And then I kind of hole up right now at my mom's house. There's not many people around, so.
Whenever I go into the store alone, because I do that sometimes, it makes me really uncomfortable to not have music blasting in my ears, because I'm terrified somebody's going to try to talk to me, and I don't like talking to people that I don't know.
Yeah. All of them are very different depending on who I'm with and where I am. I mean, if I'm talking to Dizzy or Daybreak, usually I'm pretty clean with the way I talk. But if I'm with people that don't care about swearing, I swear so much.
No slurring.
No slurs, no. That's
no
awful.
Slurs.
I can say all the basic bad words we learned in elementary school, but not the other ones. No.
Yeah. All the people of the LGBT community that I have met all say the F slur. I only say it when I'm referencing one specific TikTok quote. That's the closest thing to a slur I'll get.
Yeah. I will never intentionally do that.
Yeah, no.
I won't vocally swear, but if someone does slip up, I don't care. Yeah. It's their choice to say those words.
But if somebody directly calls me that, I will most likely sock them in the face.
Yeah.
I would just be like, okay, whatever.
I feel like that's a reasonable reaction.
You can call me that, whatever.
I wouldn't do that. I'm a pacifist. But I feel like that's a reasonable reaction to a slur.
Yeah, I've actually had to block 2 of my siblings.
Why are you calling them slurs?
Call me by my name and
pronouns. Hyper-focusing. That's one of the major ones.
I don't know if you guys
when I'm so focused into something,
I
don't need to talk at all.
I got through 20% of school. It's actually probably only 10% of school. Overnight, I didn't sleep one night because I was just specifically doing school.
Yeah, no, hyper-focusing like that is usually not healthy. but it can be used in a productive manner. But it wasn't healthy for you to do that. It was productive.
It was productive, but not healthy.
Nothing I ever hyper-focus on is productive or healthy. And it's mainly Minecraft.
It's either Minecraft or Legos.
Actually, no, I kind of dropped off Legos. 'Cause I had to clean my room once and I decided just to put them in this one box.
Anyway,
That's
this spiraled so much. Ooh, facts and statistics. This will be interesting, because most sources I find do not have this. 1% of the world population has autism spectrum disorder. CDC from 2014.
1%?
1% from 2014 of the world population has autism spectrum disorder. But that is from 2014. So that is old.
So, like, it could be greater. It could be, like, maybe 1 billion people have it by now.
Not quite that well. It depends on where.
Yeah.
It could
I'm
also
not
be
sure.
with the diagnosis.
But yeah. A lot of people are undiagnosed too. It might be as much as 2 or 3%.
Yeah, but what if there's like 11 billion people on Earth and we've only been able to account for like almost 8 billion?
Yeah. It's not that kind of video.
You never know.
There is a lot of things. This makes me recall. God, this sounds kind of mean. It's not intentionally, though. It was me and my dad, after we got a COVID test, we decided to get Wendy's. The guy at the door was speaking, super monotone, super polite, but definitely didn't seem fully conscious. And we kind of looked at each other, and obviously I can't diagnose him. I'm not a psychiatrist or anything. I barely know any of the signs, I guess. And I get it right most of the time, but don't do that. Either, one, he had some form of autism or Asperger's, or he was on drugs. I prefer the former, but it might be the latter. I'm gonna assume it's the former, though, judging by the way he was acting. He definitely seemed to have that lack of motor control that some people with more severe autism have.
I'm hungry. You guys could hear that.
It's like 30 minutes to dinner time.
So it is. I've been recording forever. Anyway, I don't know. That makes me think of that guy.
So what happens when you call 30 minutes forever?
Dizzy, I'm not sure if you remember this, but the one kid from our K through 8 school, I'm not going to name it. I'm not going to name the guy. But the one annoying kid everyone hated, and I feel bad about hating.
Oh.
I just now realized that I didn't change my nickname back in another Discord server I'm in. Nope. Sorry, that was random.
Yeah, he goes to Canyon View and he's in my CSP class.
Yeah, him. And I accidentally diagnosed him. And I was right.
Yeah.
Don't do that, people. It's a terrible idea. It's really unsafe and really stupid. It was an observation. I recommended they get checked. They got checked and I was right. Don't do that. No matter what. Don't do that.
Unless you're a psychiatrist.
I just changed my nickname back to what it was. I don't think
Wait.
I'm allowed to say it on the call or in the server.
Yeah, that one.
I'm just gonna DM it to Fringe.
I think I know the one.
I mean, I can just right-click your profile and see it. So,
No, you can't see my nickname in a different server because
okay.
you're not in that server.
Right, okay. But I can see your actual name.
Yes,
Which
I
is...
don't care if you know that it's Half Thought Hot Pocket.
That's confusing, though, because you just...
It's fine. Guys, not the time.
Oh, yeah, time,
When
exists. Wait, does
when
time
we
really exist?
don't
Or is it just
don't make this
experiencing
don't make this
entropy?
now. Oh, I was gonna suggest that we should all just hang out on a call at one point. At some point, I mean.
Well,
I'd be cool with
I
that. Not right
mean,
now, though.
Not right
yeah,
now though.
Okay.
We're in the middle
we'll
of
do
doing
that, after we're done recording,
yeah.
because
If we're all cool with it.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
additional evaluation back on the National Institute of Mental Health. Stage, let's find Stage 1 General Developmental. There we go.
Developmental.
Screening during well child checkups. Note that these are, if you're ever a parent, I recommend getting on a few of these websites, searching around, getting your child checked if they tick a lot of the boxes. So, still, this video is for awareness. This is supposed to be a stories video. That didn't go over well. They're originally supposed to be one other person and maybe not Dizzy in this, but I think I said at the beginning of the video, they chose not to show up, which isn't a big deal. They know who they are.
Yeah.
So, hyper-focusing, back on that subject, has...
It's so ironic. Hyper-focusing. Get back on track.
Anyway, hyper-focusing can be productive, as I said before. That can be especially bad, though, because it may be on something not healthy. It may just be on video games, which I admit I do. I'm doing this on a gaming PC. Ignore that fact. It's fine. At least I'm aware of it. Or no, that wouldn't be hyper-focusing. That would be habit.
Habit,
Hyper-focusing, from what I've found, is a lot of the time to cope with something. At least in my experience. And can be used that way. Screening is really important. You guys have probably been reading all these articles as I haven't been moving the screen and we've been laughing the entire time.
No, I only read the symptoms on the CDC's website.
I know you did. I'm talking to the viewers.
Wait. Just link these in the description.
I will.
And maybe leave the video up for like a few weeks.
Oh, it's staying up permanently.
Oh no.
But you said you were gonna delete it.
No, I said I was gonna delete the server, and I second guessed myself, and I'm not doing that now.
Yeah. Maybe you should delete the group and then make it into a actual proper Discord server.
Maybe.
I can do that.
Okay. Anyway. So.
Oh, it broke. Sorry,
since we've wasted so much time, I don't want to get into explaining it, but look out for signs, find resources, mostly .gov or .org. .org is less reliable. .com is even less reliable. You'll mostly want .gov. Look for the signs. Causes can be a number of different things. Part of it could be drug use. A lot of it can be genetic. I'd 100% chance to get it because of genetics. It can be due to early birth, which I was also an early birth.
I was a late birth.
I was 7 weeks early.
I was 13 days late.
But with that, there can be so many. Having older parents, as you can read on screen. Again, get actual doctors to do it, not like me or family member, unless they're licensed and psychiatrist specializing or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know enough about psychiatry to say much, other than look for the signs, get your child checked if there are too many boxes that are, in fact, active.
Checks.
Yeah. Where is it? Where did it say that? Somewhere. It's on one of these websites. Okay, here it is. Diagnosis. ASD can sometimes be detected as early as 18 months or younger, but by age 2, a diagnosis by an experienced professional can be considered very reliable. So that is definitely something to look for. There's no cure because it's something to do with the brain.
So.
Yeah, it's not a disease. Don't do what you're thinking right now. Don't drink bleach.
Who's thinking about drinking bleach?
Have you not seen all the things online? Some people legitimately believe drinking bleach will fix autism. I was gonna say asthma, but that would be wrong.
No,
I mean, I have asthma too, but that's common.
I just filled the inhaler.
I know for a fact that my ASD is extreme enough where I'm considered special needs, or was considered special needs, I guess. Meaning that I had different things, but the truth is that an IEP is set up to help a student that has certain challenges for one reason or another to develop like the rest of the students in a similar way. They just needed to make room for the limits of that student. And some people with autism, a lot of people with autism, there are two extremes to it. There is the outright disabled, can't live alone, have to be in a home, don't...
Why are you laughing?
Intelligence of a small child.
I don't know.
That kind of thing. And then on the other end, you have geniuses who are excellent in most fields. Both are fairly rare to my knowledge. But that very end extreme of the bad side means they'll barely be able to function whatsoever. Basically, like, they can't even go to school. Bad. To my knowledge, things like, I think Down syndrome is able to go with autism.
Yeah.
I think. I might be wrong about that.
I mean, it mainly affects height. And,
yeah.
Like, shorter people.
Yeah, that's not the point, though. I've met some more of the severe side of the bad side of autism. Class in school, each of the students in the special ed room, they all had different challenges. Most had difficulties communicating, but all of them, well, 2 of them, did hold themselves like a small child, like a toddler. One of them did an awkward waddle, and the other one just kind of stuck their arms out awkwardly. And not necessarily being able to move quite right. A lot of autism is based on what you see in your surroundings and how you perceive them. So you need to tread carefully. If autism's on the extreme end, they can have some serious side effects. Something that I recall from my memory was my great-grandparents' house. My great-grandfather's now dead. Great-grandmother's fine, though. But great-grandparents' house during Halloween, I was terrified by the decorations they had. I don't know why. It's weird now. That really messed with me. And it seriously scared me for no reason. And my great-grandpa, he was very much still a grandfather. He also wasn't the nicest person to his grandchildren. And I don't think in hindsight he understood exactly what autism was. Because I think around the time he died, he would have been 60 to 70s, I think. So, quite old, and very well just may not have been aware of it, given autism is a more recent discovery. And only in the last, I think, 50 years or so has many resources been put into that. Probably doesn't help that within, 3 decades, over 100 million people died. That's besides the point. Autism can severely hamper stuff. And on the two extreme ends, there's kind of a meeting point that can be kind of awkward, and to my knowledge is also rare, where they excel and can do particular things incredibly well, but they can't do much else very well. Which can be an issue. Do you two have any final stories? Because this is almost an hour long.
Not that I can think of at the moment.
I might, but I don't recall all the details, and I don't want to butcher something that I don't exactly remember fully.
Okay.
My brain
Although,
what
you last said, it kind of reminds me, like, I know, like, a lot of stuff about redstone, but not enough to, like, be a crazy good engineer.
There's a good example of you excelling in a field, actually. That's a really good example of that.
Yep. Just honestly, if it's computers or tech I'm interested, maybe like IT I could go into.
Yeah, I mean, I love computers. I built mine. And interests that can be pinned down by people with autism can be focused on, but in some cases it's almost purely focused on.
Yeah.
And as an end note, a lot of the greatest minds in human history are theorized to have had autism.
Mother trucker!
Wow.
Yeah. I'd say that's the end of it, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I caught myself.
I think I have, like, one thing to share, because, like,
Okay.
I have this idea
Don't you share then.
to have this talent test where we just test you on a bunch of different things, and whatever you excel at is, like, what we can have you have a field in later on in life. Basically improving upon the what do you want to be when you grow up question.
Theoretically, that's a great idea.
Yep.
Theoretically.
So is indoor farming that can last all year.
I just ripped one of my nails off.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay. Anyway, guys, we'll be ending this there. Any thoughts, put it in the description. I'm going to be linking these sources in the description as well, so you can do your own research. I apologize for this being very non-serious. This is supposed to be mainly about autism, but we got sidetracked. Yeah. That's it, guys. Bye.